We will say good morning. It is 8 a.m. on Sunday, September 25th, 2022. And we wanted to do a video update because our tropical storm Ian, by the way, I'm not crazy about that name. It's kind of hard to say, Ian, but it is nearing us. So I thought I'd show you here. Obviously, the headline is the track has tended further west than they originally thought. A couple of days ago, they really thought that this would turn north and maybe threaten even Jamaica. They're getting rain in Jamaica right now, but there are no tropical warnings or watches. There is a hurricane warning for Grand Cayman, but even Grand Cayman doesn't seem like it's going to get hit so hard because the track is tending further west. You can see here the rotation. It's not as well organized as I think they expected it to be at this point on Sunday morning. You can see upper level circulation. The lower level circulation is not completely lined up, so it has not started, um, as they say, blowing up. But this morning, here on Jonesville Point, where we moved to, we've gotten an inch of rain this morning, and you can see a little piece of energy coming off. And if this hangs together, maybe we'll have a higher chance of rain around midday today. But one of the interesting things I wanted to show you is as this thing gets further west, and as you can see here, this is its history. It is theoretically starting to turn north a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell, but it has mostly been going due west. Um, but the northern turn is really expected today. But this is the spaghetti models, and some of the most recent ones are pulling it further east. Now, I don't want you to get really scared about this, but I do find it interesting that some of these models that were done early this morning, this is 6 a.m. local time, are pulling it much further west. This is the National Hurricane Center official model, still pulls it due north. That was done at 3 a.m. this morning. But it's still possible that we could pull this thing even a little further west than the consensus models are showing. Um, Here's our chances of tropical storm force winds. You'll see that they give Guanaja now a 5 to 10% chance of experiencing tropical storm force winds on Monday morning. And we're kind of outside of that. But the closer this gets to us, the worse our surf is going to be, and the windier it's going to be as it passes by from the west. We'll get first northerly and then westerly winds as it makes its closest pass on um, Monday morning. So they're still predicting a hurricane by Monday morning, and then as it passes to our north and gets close to Cuba, a major hurricane, at least a Category 3, and then coming somewhere in the Big Bend of Florida. A lot of models, this is very uncertain. A lot of models put it further west. A few models put it further east, but I think the tendency of this thing the whole time has been to go further west than expected. Some interesting things about the future track and how it might affect our weather can be seen on this is the European model of the wind. And you'll see as we come right in here, this is that Monday morning time period when it's closest by. At its closest pass, we get some westerly winds. And then what's interesting is what happens come about Thursday into Friday. You can see a strong hurricane hitting Florida really pulls down the northerly winds. So that's why I was saying in my forecast yesterday, Thursday and Friday, we're looking for the possibility of some good sized northerly winds. On our predict wind, this takes into account a few um, models. So as we come over here to Thursday and Friday, you'll see in the European and the GFS are the most reliable. We're getting close to 20 miles an hour winds from the northwest, and at least the European model for Thursday into Friday is predicting 5 foot seas. That is not a day that you want to be on the water when you have 5 foot seas. But that's definitely a possibility, something much like a wintertime cold front, where we get the good winds from the north and also some good rains. If you look at the rain predictions here, if I can go down, there we go. The rain predictions pretty solid into the Thursday night, Friday area, and also it'd be kind of chilly. Probably not in the 60s like we get in the cold front sometimes, but definitely in the lower 70s, perhaps even 70, 71 at night, and during the daytime, fighting to get to 80 if we can see a piece of sunshine. So that is definitely a possibility as we end next week. But for now, we're going to watch and see if we get some pieces of energy coming off. This is also the arrival time of tropical storm force winds, and you'll see Monday at 2 a.m. is the possibility, the small possibility that Guanaja could get tropical storm force winds. Um, our winds right now, it's switched back to the south here on Jonesville Point. You can see a little over an inch of rain, but we're still getting some northerly to westerly winds, um, and that will be we will be having that for most of the week instead of our normal easterly and southeasterly winds. So keep an eye on this. Watch for the northern turn. The further east it comes, the greater the effect on our weather will be. Um, Wanted to also show you this potential for rain fall through Tuesday, and you'll see in these maps we shouldn't get much rain uh, from this storm, especially as it gets better organized. The rain will tighten up, but you can see where the higher rain amounts are expected to be, and that'll be to our northeast. If you were to go uh, maybe 200 miles northeast of us, you would really be in the forecast track of this hurricane. So, as it stands, not so much rain, maybe an inch or two here or there. But then, as we take it into, let's say, the end of the day Friday, um, it's midnight Saturday, some of these models are giving us, you can see how it lights up here, quite a bit of rain as we get into the end of next week. Um, there's a model that gives, what is that, 12 inches on the coast of the mainland and 8 to 10 inches here. Not necessarily that's what's going to happen, but we definitely do look for some good rains at the end of this upcoming week and cooler temperatures. So that is the main effect that this storm will have on us. Um, Feel free to give me any comments that you want on our Facebook group or roatanweather.org, or if you want to support some of these models that we purchase, um, you can go to Patreon and search Roatan Weather on Patreon. All right. Well, thanks for your attention, and we'll keep an eye on this.